Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. Well, how is everyone today? Hope you're well. This is our live stream today, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at Pep's press conference today. So hopefully everything works out. As you can see, we've got a new layout today, and what we're doing is we've been working hard on putting things in there. We're giving you information, and this is just only going to get better and better with some of the things that we're doing. But hope everyone's well today. Don't forget, give us your comments, and you'll see via the description what we're going to talk about today. Is we're going to look at Pep's press conference, which, as we know earlier, which is a bit annoying because at the end of the day, you get this notification to say, you know, Pep press conference live, and then what tends to happen is you see this blank screen, you can hear the journalists in the room, and you basically wait there, like today, for 13, 14 minutes of nothing, and then we got about 3.5 minutes, and it just stream went off. So we got 3.5 minutes of talking about Bernardo Silva and Mendy and everything else, and a little bit about the kids. And a question was asked about who's fit, who's injured, and he went training this afternoon. Then stream goes off, absolute garbage. So anyway, let's hope our stream don't come off for you guys today. So let me just see who is around. Let me just double check here. We've got Edward Denham's on. Good evening, Blues. How are you, Edward? Hope you're having a good day, mate. Horsey City, forever amazing. Hello, Ed. Hi, Martin. Fergal's on. Nice graphics, Andy. Happy Friday, everyone. Thank you. Hoping you're liking the new sort of setup on Man City Fan TV. We've been working, we've been trialing it, we've been doing all sorts of stuff, and this is just the first of many new sort of graphics and logos and everything else that we've been trialing for weeks and weeks and weeks with the channel. So I hope you like it, and like I said, we've got all sorts of different formats and settings set up for various things like, you know, game time, you know, games and fan cams and all sorts of things. But hopefully you can see we're trying to bring you something that's an improvement on what we've been doing in the past on Man City Fan TV. So give us your thoughts. What do you think? Do you enjoy it? Is there anything in particular you want to see? So let's see who else is on. Hi, Chris Lindley. How are you, mate? Pete, Tennis Dude. Hi, Andy and everyone. Jerry, Gow. Hi, guys. Told you all it would be great, says Martin. That looks good. Well done, lads. Thank you very much. Edward Denham, very good graphics. Thank you, mate. A big, massive thank you to Rob. And also to Kiam, who's for the last sort of 2 weeks, Kiam's been full on getting this set up and trialing it and testing it. And we've been going back and forth and moving things around and changing colours and all sorts of stuff on it. But this is just the first one. But it's took a lot setting up, and we, like I said, what we're going to do is we're going to bring you all sorts of different styles and things, but it's generally going to be the same sort of layout. So I hope you like it. We can add loads more content in there for everybody. So what should I name my FIFA team? Because Superbia in Proelia doesn't fit. I don't know, you best ask him that. FIFA's not for me. Actually, I bought it my lad for his birthday on Monday, and it's just arrived today. So maybe you need to speak to Kiam. I've got no idea. Maybe people on here. There you go. Everyone for Fergal. What should Fergal name his team on FIFA 20? You might get some interesting suggestions, Fergal, I'm guessing. It's a shame about the middleman. He ain't a patch on my good looks. You're delusional. Absolutely delusional. Fine. Thanks, mate, says Chris Lindley. Paul Smith, very smart. Afternoon, Andy. How are you, buddy? I hope you're well. Kiam says, my FIFA Ultimate Team is called Centurions, as no team has done that. Original, I'm guessing. So there you go. Martin is gorgeous. Martin is gorgeous is a great name. Good idea, Kiam. Yeah, you can't steal his idea though, Fergal, because that's the name of his ultimate team. You can't just nick that. But anyway, I'm sure there'll be people who'll come on and maybe give you some examples, let's say, of names you can have. Hashtag winning team, says Edward Denham. There you go. Also, actually, it's MCFC Centurions to boil a bit of pee. Well, there you go. You can just call it Centurions then, because his is called MCFC Centurions, Fergal. So you can nick it. People like nicking names and things like that, don't they? So there you go. Martin, I need a name as well. How about Martin the Midget? There you go. Why don't you just put vertically challenged? Call your team Team Vertically Challenged. That'd be a good one for you. I dare you, actually. There you go. There's a dare for you, Martin. Name your FIFA team Team Vertically Challenged. Good one, Martin, says Fergal. Not my fault. He was 7 foot tall. He was absolutely massive, wasn't he? He was huge. I must admit. Right, let's have a look. We've got this is just a quick. It's a trial. It's a trial live stream, live vlog, just so that we can test it live with everybody who is on the channel and things like that. So what we thought we'd do is just do a quick roundup today of everything that has happened in Pep's, or what we saw of Pep's 3.5-4 minute press conference before they cut the stream and then went to God knows what, normally their embargo time. Scott Williams is on Evening Blues. How are you, mate? Hope you're well. So if we take a look at Pep Guardiola's press conference today, and there were questions that were asked of him immediately, and I don't know how much longer the press conference went on before it went to an embargo, or whether that was it, and it was an embargo after just under 4 minutes long. But Simon Stone and the others were all just very much all about Bernardo Silva, and the question straight away started off with that, which, you know, Pep did give his opinion on, did make some comments on and things like that. But if we see and have a look, basically, he was asked about the Bernardo Silva thing, and in particular, he made some comments about it, and he said his words were, regarding Bernardo, I was incredibly clear, said the City manager. He said, if the people believe that Bernardo is this type of player, then they are completely wrong. They judged one joke. I judge 3 years every single day with him and how he is and his friendship. We judge intentions, and I know the intention of Bernardo. He said it was just a joke. Benjamin is like a brother to Bernardo, and Bernardo is like a brother to Benjamin. It is the same. It was what I see every day in training. If someone is affected or feels bad about that tweet or any comments, so it can happen. People judging Bernardo don't know him. He is an exceptional person, exceptional. Focus on other issues, not Bernardo, because he is absolutely not guilty because of his intention. It was just a joke. It's a cartoon, and the face is quite familiar or similar, he said. The same happened 1,000 million times with white people. It's the same. But if the people in the FA think it's the opposite, then Bernardo and City are open to listen and to say an opinion. It was a simple joke, but if someone is offended, I can understand it. Bernardo is maybe going to take a lesson, and it's not going to happen again, says Pep Guardiola. And I think that's the key point to it. You know, I've already mentioned it. I was asked about this on a live vlog, and I've made my comments clear on Twitter as well. You know, do I think it was the wisest thing to do for Bernardo Silva? No, not really. Do I think Bernardo Silva is racist? Absolutely not. Definitely not. Did I think there was any racial connotations in it? Absolutely not. But you post it on social media between the likes of Bernardo Silva and Benjamin Mendy that have got just under 2 million Twitter followers. You know, you only have to take a tiny, tiny percentage of those individuals, and there will be some that will be offended. We've already seen the Kick It Out campaign come out and jump all over it. We've seen the FA that have got to act because if there's complaints, they have to act. But then on the flip side of that, you've got the likes of, we saw and heard John Barnes on Talk Sport last night, and I did post below that back to being hosted by Darren Lewis of the Mirror, of all people. Darren Lewis, black journalist who seemed to go underground completely when Raheem Sterling was getting absolute dog's abuse in the media, in the written press by some of his colleagues. Never came out and defended him, not once throughout that World Cup, throughout all the other stuff that was going on. He only ever commented as soon as Raheem Sterling came out and posted that Instagram message. And then suddenly he's all over the media. He's in Talk Sport, he's writing articles, he's on this programme, he's talking on Sky Sports, he's, like I said last night, he'll attend the opening of an envelope. He's just unbelievable. He waits, he's reactionary, he waits till it's in the mainstream and everyone else is jumping all over it before he'll give his actual comments on it, because it's safe then for him. Absolutely appalling journalist, terrible journalist. And so he came out and he was questioning John Barnes. John Barnes is coming out basically on Talk Sport saying, come on guys, the end of the day, it's a cartoon character. If the connotations were about the actual cartoon, then maybe there might be something in it. But, I posted something to somebody last night, Carl, who comes on from Washington, D.C. I posted it to something on Twitter. We were discussing it last night after we were both listening to the John Barnes thing on Talk Sport. And Carl's black. He's an African-American. And he turned around and was just saying, this is absolutely ridiculous, and John Barnes is spot on. And I posted to him, can you imagine Benjamin Mendy sending a picture of Tintin to Kevin De Bruyne via social media, Twitter in particular? Do you think there'd be an absolute outrage? Do you think Kick Racism Out of Football, Kick It Out campaign would be all over that going, oh, that's a bit racist? You're posting a white person cartoon character that looks like Kevin De Bruyne, blah, blah, blah. No, there'd be absolutely nothing. Kevin De Bruyne would probably laugh at it like Benjamin Mendy did. But no, because, it's the other way round. People need to really just chill out over this. They really, really do. And they're trying to make something of it. There was no connotations in there whatsoever. So anyway, it's good to see that Bernardo he's come out, and what's basically happened is he's written and he's responded to the accusations, and he's written a letter to the Football Association as part of the club's observations on the message that he sent, and the club's also responded ahead of yesterday's 5 p.m. deadline that they had to respond by to see whether the FA would take any further charges. They're saying that if charged, this is according to the MEN, if charged, he could face up to a 6-match ban. He said any offence was not meant, but that he'd learned his lesson from the matter and there would be no repeat of it. Also, Benjamin Mendy made it absolutely clear that no offence was taken. And he has also commented to the FA on behalf of Bernardo Silva, saying that no offence was taken. He doesn't believe that there was any racism involved in it whatsoever. And the fact that he said the racial stereotyping accusations is all wrong. And he's a very, very good friend, etc., etc. We don't know what the content of the letter was, because that's private. But at the end of the day, it's just becoming. You have got to be so careful, because I don't like to use a snowflake term, because people can be offended by certain things. But just because one or two people get offended by something doesn't make it racial connotations or a racist post or a racist individual. People get offended by the smallest little things. Does that mean that the person who sent it meant to offend? No, not at all. So anyway, let's get back to your chats. Let's just see who else is on. Joseph Beatty, Andy's showing his love for Dennis the Menace. Absolutely, definitely. Kyle says the media's overreaction is biased and disgraceful. There you go, just talking about Carl. We were having a chat on Twitter last night. Josie BT, Edison, Mendy, Fernandinho, Otamendi, Walker, Roderick, KDB, David Silva, Sterling, Aguero, Bernardo has to be tomorrow's lineup. Yeah, I couldn't really disagree with that, Joseph, if I'm honest with you. Edward Denham, anyone seen Smith 86N? He claims to be a City fan. Ooh, hold on. That's just jumped. He claims to be a City fan, but only comes on the channel when we lose. Well, yeah, what do you think? Even Bin Dipper John Barnes thought it was not racist, absolutely. Martin was very, very stupid of him, in my opinion. Keep messages private between teammates. I agree with you. I mean, I think it was naive more than anything else. There was clearly no connotations in there, or intentions, or whatever else. And you only have to listen to anyone who talks who knows Bernardo Silva say he's an absolutely lovely guy, and is very, very good friends with Benjamin Mendy. So I just think, just don't do it, because you're opening yourself up to this. As Joseph says here, the world is full of snowflakes. I would agree if it called him a gollywog or cotton picker, but cartoon character, give me a break. Yeah, and we don't want to use those type of words. Definitely not. So, yeah, it's I don't know. Kiam says, poor decision-making from Bernardo, nothing else. No action required. He should get a bollocking from the club, end of. I think, yeah. And I'm sure the club, it's just another example of footballers going on social media. It's just... I can only assume that Bernardo Silva himself actually posted that tweet, because I'm sure if he had a media team, I would hope if he had a media team posting his, like most players do have, posting his tweets, they would have looked at that and gone, we can't post that, no chance. And you would have thought they would have cross-checked it beforehand. All right, Carl Blundell, how are you, buddy? Press just want reaction, of course they do. You know, this is a press conference about tomorrow's game. First three questions, all about Bernardo Silva. This nonsense undermines the real racism out there. It's a disservice from the media. Absolutely spot on, Carl, and that's the problem. Is what happens with this is when the likes of, Kick It Out campaign and others come and start trying to make this a massive deal, what it does is detracts from the real issues where racism is on the terraces, in the media, in the written press. They should be... Kick Out campaign should be going full on after those journalists like Darren Lewis, who didn't stand up for Raheem Sterling last year. So, yeah, you're spot on with that comment, mate. Scott Williams, agree, Carl. Bit of a witch hunt. He shouldn't have done it, but I think Mendy has sent a letter of support to the FA in his defence. Don't think it will blow over. They want a pound of flesh. Well, it's City. So I think it all depends. Thankfully, we have had somebody on the opposite side coming out, like John Barnes speaking. So whether it redresses the balance, I'm not too sure. But it certainly does help, because let's face it, after the Raheem Sterling stuff, John Barnes was quite a big proponent of commenting on this whole sort of terrorist chanting and blah, blah, blah that goes with it. So people were happy to listen to him then. Now maybe because... There's another angle that media journalists can go at. Maybe this time they don't want to listen to him. So I agree with that statement. Hello, folks. How are you, Ivy? You well, mate? Chris Lindley, I think we'll win 3-1 tomorrow. Andy, what's your score prediction? You clearly have not watched the pre-match fan channel video, Chris Lindley. It's on the channel. Put it out this morning. You need to go over and watch it. And that is me and Cameron from the Mighty Blues YouTube channel, and we go through 5 questions each where we ask about, I'd asked him some questions about his team and score predictions and lineups. He asked me questions about leadership and Vincent Kompany being lost and my score prediction and who's my favourite player and all those types of things. So go over and have a watch of the video. My prediction is there. The sad thing is real racism is being downgraded by this nonsense. Spot on, Kiam. Silva still shouldn't have put it up. Still, because he would have known that people would. Yeah, I mean that's what we said. We said it's a bit of an overreaction has been, but it was a bit naive by Bernardo Silva. He should know better. Mingy Wong, fantastic graphics. Thank you very much. I hope you like them. Agree, Carl and Kiam. Hi, Andy and guys. Charles Deneen, how are you, mate? Phyllis's Big Blue Rabbit. The mind of a person who sees that picture as racist is the one who should be questioning their own heads on racism, because they clearly do not understand. Good point. It was a joke between two close mates. The FA should be taking action against Chelsea and other fan bases when it comes to racism. Well, I'll be honest with you. I don't think you can blame the FA for opening an investigation. I think it's something that they have to do, especially if complaints are made. And so I agree with the sentiment of what you're talking about, other areas that they need to tackle. But I think the FA have got no choice but to open an investigation into it, because of you got the likes of Kick It Out campaign getting involved and things. The FA have got no choice. They have to investigate it. Let's just hope they do the right thing. Scott Williams, totally agree, Ivor. Well done, Cal. On the preview, you looked a natural fella, very articulate. Which preview? Which preview is this? No, Cal wasn't on the preview. It wasn't Cal. It was Cameron from the Mighty Blues, not Cal. Cal, hope you're crying tomorrow, pal. Kiam says, don't forget to get your score predictions in on Discord. Also, get your fantasy team pick. Yeah, I need to look at mine tonight. My fantasy team. I've given you my predictions, but yeah, go over on Discord. Don't forget, get your predictions in for this weekend. Carl, John explanation was spot on. He was correct. It was deep. It was. Paul Standall, evening all. What's with the fancy screen? Andy never looks so good. Do you like it? Do you prefer it? I think if Pep makes changes tomorrow and City wins, he's a genius. If we lose, just sack him. Let's get rid of him. You know, what's the point? Let's get rid of him. Mingy Wong, I'm sure Mendy wasn't offended by that tweet, but Bernardo could get a few games banned. I hope not. I don't think so. I'll be honest. Mendy has said he definitely wasn't offended by that tweet. Joseph says, I understand it can be seen as mild racism, but nowhere near extreme levels. I don't even think you can call it racism. I think you can only call it racism, one, if you are of colour, of that colour, generally, and take offence to that picture. And you'd have to, like John Barnes said, just please tell me what is it that offends you in that image. And that was John Barnes's point. I'm a white man, but I'm married, my family are mixed race, so my kids and my wife. So it's like you look at the picture and John Barnes was saying, what is it? I don't understand. What is it, Darren Lewis, that you are so offended by? It's an image. If it was about the actual cartoon and there were connotations about the cartoon's meaning and thing, yeah, I could understand that, but it's just an image. Thomas William Barker. Hi, Andy. Hope you're well, mate. We're all in agreement about Bernardo, but do you think the club would take disciplinary action internally despite supporting him publicly? No, I really don't think so, Thomas. I'll be honest with you. I think they'll just give him a slap on the wrist and say, don't be naive. Get your social media team to approve everything that you send out in the future. Hope you've learnt your lesson. Now crack on with it. Because they know, they're the ones, they know how great a friends Mendy and Bernardo Silva are. What a brilliant guy, Bernardo Silva is. So I don't think they will, let's face it. It'll come down to what the FA do. Now, the FA would set a very dangerous precedent on this if they were to ban him and give him a ban. I think what will happen is he'll get a warning from the FA to say, don't be silly, be careful in the future. And if that's good enough for the FA, then same for the club. I think if he gets a ban, the club will appeal it. I really do think they'll appeal it. That's my opinion. Paul Standall, Mendy sent his letter. He took no offence. You can see their mates let it go. Yeah, but the FA have to investigate it, Paul. They've got no choice in the matter. And so they should if a complaint has been put in. What we don't want to go back to the old days of, the Barry Bennell and all that, where complaints were put in, but it all gets swept under the carpet and has to come out 20 years later. If something's put in, like the Peter Beardsley stuff and all that, it has to be investigated. That's the way it should be. What the outcome will be is something different. Mendy's the kind of personality that laughs this kind of stuff off. I don't even think he has to laugh it off. He just laughed. He thought it was funny if he saw the tweets. I saw the tweet when it initially came out. And saw it had come out. I saw it after, I can't remember. It was like 15 minutes it had been posted. There were like 40, 50 comments below it. People laughing, people not laughing. Mendy replying back, laughing. and a couple of people going, "Oh, I think you should remove this tweet." So I honestly don't believe that Mendy needs to laugh this stuff off, because he laughed at it anyway. He thought it was funny in the original tweet. So watch the video, Chris. Yes. Carl, are you wearing your We Beat City 4-0 t-shirt tomorrow? Hi, Andy. Hope you're okay. Peaceful Decadence. I'm very good. How are you? Edward Denham's on. How quickly do you respond to Gmail? I have a couple of questions I don't want to ask on here. If I'm free, send them, mate. Obviously, if I'm doing a live vlog like this, I can't respond. But I can. If you want to send them, I can bring them up on the screen. But if it's something you don't want to talk about on a live vlog, then after I've finished, I'll take a look at them, mate, and I'll try and reply back if I've got time. Paul Standall, will the scores start coming along the bottom soon, or maybe breaking news? It's like watching Sky Sports, better, of course. They will be. All of that stuff, mate, will be coming up. We've already done all of that type of stuff. That's why we wanted to make sure that everything, it's like I said, this has took weeks and weeks and weeks. This isn't something you just pop up and put out overnight, because otherwise it just looks crappy. So we've had to practice, test it, trial it, change it, everything. It's took loads and loads of work by Kiam in particular over the last couple of weeks to fine tune it, to get it right. Last night we were testing it, and we've tested it for the last week. We've got all the other different graphics and all sorts of stuff done, so we can do all of that stuff now. Now that we've got it, and this is just really the very first live trial of it. Josie says Bellis' performance warrants a start, but would play him versus Wolves at home. Goodison would be a tough debut. I wouldn't start Harwood-Bellis on tomorrow. Definitely wouldn't start him tomorrow. But his performance looks very, very good. And Pep actually mentioned a comment for Eric Garcia and Taylor Harwood-Bellis in his press conference, and said the guys have been training around the team, and asked could they and would they be able to jump in at Premier League level. He said, I wouldn't have played them the other night if I didn't think so. They are definitely ready. So high praise, very high praise from Pep Guardiola for the two young centre-backs, Taylor Harwood-Bellis and obviously Eric Garcia. And so, we've got to wait a long time for a January transfer window to come around, and we've got no Laporte, and John Stones is still potentially injured. We don't know what the injury news is until after the training session is finished this afternoon. So we'll probably know later on tonight it'll feed out over social media if anybody is not fit, or additional people are not fit. But very high praise for the kids. That's great to see. The PC police nowadays, everyone is offended besides the people involved. We have lots of plans for the graphics, Paul. Today's literally the first test. Glad you like it. And the yellow tie transfer deadline. Hey, you never know. Absolutely, you never know. There's a good idea. So maybe I will come on, do a bit of Jim White. I just need my co-presenter. Paul says Pep bangs on about players on social media all the time. I should all know by now what to post and not to post. I'm surprised he hasn't asked all the players to come off it. He hates this stuff. He does, but he has always said they're adults. I treat them as adults, and it's up to them. So it's one of those you do have to think, what makes you post something like that without thinking, could I get into trouble for this? But then again, I guess that's the mentality of posting something like that. If you really didn't mean to cause offence, you don't think there's any offence involved in it. Looks good, Kiam. Can we have a young lady to sit next to him, please? Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So hopefully we'll get a nice young lady sat next to me for transfer news in the evenings. Keep waiting for Paul Merson to... Oh no! Oh, he's hugging him. There's love bites and everything. I think the Mendy picture would have been more active. Bernardo edited a leg missing. Paul Standall, got to say this channel gets better every week. Thanks, fellas. You can see how much work you put into it. Thank you very much, Paul. Do appreciate it. Love the green screen behind. Looks just like your gaff. It is. No need to be making sarky comments. A young lady, good idea. Does anyone know one? Yes, I do. Afternoon, Andy. Well, how are you? The Mighty Blues. Thanks. This is the Mighty Blues, everyone. This is Cameron, who came on the fan channel video that we did, previewing tomorrow's game against Everton. So the Mighty Blues, obviously, being Everton. And this is Cameron. I'm going to meet Cameron before the match, like I did back in February time. And we had a chat and done some fan cams and things like that. So big game tomorrow, must win for us. Need a big performance at the very least. You need to go over and watch what Cameron reckons the score's going to be tomorrow. He's a confident lad. Anyone have a guess what his score prediction is? Maybe you need to go over and watch the video. Big jump, sorry. Martin in a wig, says Kiam. No. Joseph, I agree, Chris. Just let Mendy slap his wrist and move on. Sorry, Jerry, it will cover my good looks. More Dinines. Cador, hi Andy, what is your predicted team lineup for tomorrow? I'm going for the same as Joseph Beattie. He posted earlier. I think he put Edison in net, Walker right back, Otamendi, Fernandinho as centre-backs, Mendy left-back, Rodri holding, Kevin De Bruyne, David Silva, Bernardo Silva, Raheem Sterling and Sergio Aguero. That's my starting lineup. Strongest starting lineup for tomorrow out of the options that we have. That'd be mine. What Pep will go for, who knows. We'll probably have Gundogan as right back and Zinchenko playing left wing. Who knows. Stranger things have happened, mate. I seem to remember a 4-0. Yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do, mate. Martin, Everton 2, Man City 4. Mingy Wong, isn't Marco Silva under pressure? I don't know, you best ask Cameron. Cameron, Mingy Wong wants to know, is Marco Silva under pressure? What are your thoughts as an Everton YouTuber? Love the graphics, Andy. Thank you, Football Fan Chat. So maybe might change it to Bernard Citizen, didn't he? What else have we got? What I did notice, and this is another thing going back to the Bernardo Silva thing, because like I said, the Pep Press Conference today was weird. Like I said, it came on live on YouTube. You click it, you spent 14 minutes just watching a blue screen hearing the journalists, and then when it came on, he spent just under 4 minutes, and 4 questions were all about Bernardo Silva, and there was one about injuries. Is there any injuries? And he went, no, because we're training this afternoon and I won't know until then. And that was it. And then somebody else started from Associated Press or something, asking him a question, and then it just cut off the stream. So don't know much more information about what was asked later. And if that's it for the fans, pretty crap. But one of the journalists did mention something about video. And he said that the FA were also investigating not only the tweet, but Bernardo Silva's controversial post via video. Now, I went on and it was also in looking on Sky News. I was looking at it thinking, what's this all about? What video is he talking about? And has he done something else that I've missed? And there was just one video that I found, and it said Bernardo Silva's controversial Mendy post, and it's a video of him chatting and saying he saw somebody with just a pair of shorts on or no clothes on or something like that. And then next minute you see Ben Mendy coming along laughing and joking with him, thinking, is that it? That's controversial now, is it? So I'm not sure exactly what this other video is that they're talking about. So if anybody's read anything since then, I've not had a chance to read anything else about the press conference, or if you know about what this other video is, I have no idea. What else have we got on here? Big loads of comments. I think this is Edward Denham. I think I'll just ask a question on here. Why is an offensive tweet from Bernardo getting more coverage than Lukaku getting racially abused by hundreds? $1 million question there, Edward. It's one of those, isn't it? we know what the British media are like, certainly. They're all over anything. Like I said, some of them will go to the opening of an envelope. So it will generate, it generates clicks, it generates invitations to go on TalkSport, on Sky Sports, to talk on programmes, and which means money, means they get paid for it. So the more clicks they get, the higher commission rates, and the high, as a lot of these are freelancers, so they're not always solely work for one paper, or they are self-employed. So the more they can generate interesting stories like this, let's face it, we're out of the transfer window season now, and I tell you what, let's wait for the next international break and see what comes out then, because they've got to generate these clicks. They have to. By doing that, they suddenly get invited on these programmes like TalkSport. And if you've ever listened to Darren Lewis on TalkSport, my God, he is just the most dreary. Thinks he's funny, laughs at every single person's jokes like they're really funny. I mean, it's just awful. His articles are terrible, and he's a terrible presenter and a terrible orator of when he's on TV or on radio. Everton are a dangerous team on their day. It'll be a close game. I think it'll be close. How did you make the graphics? With hours upon hours upon hours and hours and weeks of work. Football fan chat. Phyllis is Big Blue Rabbit. Midfield day tomorrow. 3-1 City. All goals from midfield. You reckon? I've gone for 3-1 City. But I'm going to put my neck out and say Sterling, Aguero, and David Silva. Joseph Beattie or Bernardine Fan TV. The Mighty Blues, I'd say by the fans, people are starting to become annoyed with his tactics. He won't be under pressure by the board. No chance, not yet. There's your answer to that. Martin reckons Edison, Mendy, Walker, Ferdy, Otamendi, Rodri, Mahrez, KDB, Silva, Sterling, and Aguero. So who are you dropping out of that? Which Sterling, which Silva? Bernardo or David? You need to put that in there, mate, because there's two Silvers, don't you know? It's going to be a tricky game, says Kador. Everton turn up against strong teams. That's exactly what Cameron said in the video. Some fans want him out, but a lot still want him to remain. However, we all understand he has got a lot to fix. Thoughts on Gabby's comments to the press? Yes, that's another thing. That was one of the other things he was asked after the Bernardo Silva comments, and he was asked back in Brazil, and like everything, there's sometimes translation issues and things like that. But Pep basically says he does regular interviews with Esporte Interativo. And Pep said, yeah, I've seen it. I've already seen it. And I think it was perfect. He actually said, sort of basically shot the journalist down and said, yeah, I agree. It was perfect. He said, like I said, I want to play. I want to help without going over anyone. He said, I also understand the manager's head and I respect. I make it very clear that I always want to be playing. In that case, if it happens, let each one be happy in the best way. I value happiness very much. I am very happy at City. So there's no reason to leave. That's what he basically said in there. And Guardiola said basically to that particular statement that Gabby said in the Brazilian press, he just said he completely understood his stance, and he thought it was perfect, a perfect reply. And he said he's special. I saw the interview and it was perfect. No problem. He was respectful. Of course he wants to play. He's the number 9 for Brazil. He's the only striker in the world with this mentality. He plays 1 second, 2 minutes, 90 minutes, and has to play his best. I understand completely. All players want to play all the games. It's normal. So Pep basically brushing it under the carpet and saying there's nothing really to discuss. There's no issue. And basically, I mean, personally, I wouldn't. I'd rather have Gabby making those type of comments than just sort of hiding in the background. I want him to say to Aguero and to Pep, I want to play, and when I come on, if I do the business, I want more game time, and that's exactly what it should be. if you talk the loudest, then you better make sure that you perform. So it's only going to up the level of performance by Gabby Jesus, because if he comes on and he doesn't perform, let's face it, the other night could have had 5 or 6. Then he doesn't deserve his place ahead of Aguero if Aguero continues to score goals. So no problem with it whatsoever. Best of luck for the season, even if the result doesn't go your way tomorrow, says Edward to the Mighty Blues. Gabby, Logan, Scott. My prediction, to be honest, Cameron, is 2-2. Everton are at home and they may have a chance at a point. And this is, you've got to bear in mind, listen, you've got to bear in mind, everyone. Cameron, football fan chat, is a Chelsea fan. Don't laugh. I need to put one of those sort of talk sports sort of over the top of it. It's reported to be a 6-game ban. I feel there are bigger issues to be taken into account than this. It's just a laugh between friends. It's not hate, but being made out to be. What are your thoughts? James Walton, you've turned up too late for this one, mate. We've been discussing it for the last sort of 25, 30 minutes, mate. But go back and watch the video when it's online after we go shortly, and you'll be able to see all the, listen to my comments, listen to everyone else's comments, all about it. Yes, great preview, Mighty Blues. Yeah, it was very good, really good. Thanks, Cameron. Brilliant preview, Mighty Blues, says Martin. Postano, the video shows Mendy all in black. Silver asking why he isn't wearing anything. Oh, yeah. I didn't get that quick. I was watching it very quickly. They're all wearing the same thing, aren't they? That's it. He says something about he's carrying a bag or something. They're wearing black T-shirts with Manchester City on. Thanks very much, says Cameron from the Mighty Blues to Martin. Great preview, Cameron. If you love City, type blue. FIFA 20 has City 125 year kit. Does it? Is that true, Kiam? Can I just say, mates are mates, boys will be boys, that's life. Anyone who says they have never been ignorant in their life is either an angel or a liar. Spot on, Ivor. We've all said things that we will regret. Hi, mate. How's you, Craig Forrest? How are you doing, buddy? Hope you're well. When are Hearts playing next? Are they playing tomorrow? You're Levi. I'm playing FIFA 20. Josie says, I spoke to Michael Silva. He told me Everton are going to throw the game because he doesn't want Liverpool winning the league. The Mighty Blues, good preview, says Mingy Wong. Thanks very much, Ming. 2-2 tomorrow for me, your game. Do you have a season ticket, Mighty Blues? Yeah, he does. Bernardo dropped. You reckon, Martin? Ooh, not for me. I do, mate. Yeah, I go to all the home games. Ivor says, I don't like graphics. I'm easily confused and even more easily distracted. So you're going to have to put up with them, Ivor. Ivor, you Luddite. Nice one. I sat in the low Gladys once. Good lads. Yes, mate, brilliant stand. Atmosphere is electric. It's always good atmosphere anyway. Gotta go, lads. See you all tomorrow. Good luck for the season, not just tomorrow. Thanks, Cameron. I'll message you, mate, when we get to the ground. And then we can meet up like we did last time. Everton must get that new stadium sorted if they are to grow. I agree. I want Jesus to demand game time. See you tomorrow, Mighty Blues. Rabbit says, so if Bernardo gets 6-game ban, he won't. Should Mendy get 6-game ban for finding it funny and not taking offence at the picture? Well, great question, Ivor. Brilliant question. It's FIFA 20 release day today. I wondered why it was quiet on here. Yeah. Everton are a good team, not trying to blow air up Everton fans, but I think they have a chance of a point. It'd be a laugh if Everton won. Wow. Yeah, I guess when your team's sort of getting knocked out of this competition and that competition as a Chelsea fan, you've mind you won the other night, didn't you? You had a pretty decent win. But have a laugh like I did the other day to you. Chris Lindley, bye Andy, got to go, mate. No problem, it's Friday. I know everyone's going out and things like that, so we're going to wrap up shortly. The fact Bernardo doesn't tweet a picture of Mara celebrating her 5 seconds is what racist. Hi guys, please share the videos to all your friends and family. Help us to our next milestone, the big 10k. Yeah, not far off. Yes, the 125 kit is on there. You better make sure, Kiam, you're wearing it on that FIFA 20 Man City Fan TV FIFA. Everton are missing their best midfielders, aren't they? Can't see me and Andy arguing over the team tomorrow. What time are you heading to Everton tomorrow? I'll be there probably around about 2-ish, 2:30, something like that. So I'll meet up with Martin. Hearts Mirren tomorrow, but in Paisley, mate. Oh, right, okay, so you're going to miss that. Preview from Wednesday night is out. Good, I'll have a watch of that, Craig. Martin, will you be watching the Madrid derby tomorrow? What time is that on? I doubt it. Depends on what time we get back from the game. See you all. See Jerry. 3-1 City, mark the blue. I agree with you, mate. So, guys, listen, don't forget, go over and watch the preview that I did with Cameron from the Mighty Blues. What I'll do is I'll put a link below here for you in the comments section. So if you haven't seen it, go over and have a watch of that. It's really good. And Cameron's a really nice guy. And he gives his answers to my questions all about Everton and the game tomorrow. 8 p.m. We'll be back by then, Edward. 8 p.m. Kickoff. Man City kickoff's not till 5:30 p.m. in Goodison. So by the time we get out the ground, we'll still probably be filming at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. So outside Goodison Park. So great stream, Andy. See you around, Blues. Thank you, Edward. No problem. Don't forget tomorrow there'll be fan cams coming out before the game, and you'll be able to see Cameron as well, because we'll interview Cameron before the game. We'll interview City fans, Everton fans, whatever, and then we'll be doing post-match stuff like we normally do. But anyway, listen. Martin says, bye all. Come on, Blues, tomorrow. If anyone's there tomorrow, come and say hello to me and Andy, absolutely. Also, Kiam's just mentioning there, all Premier League predictions here. He's given the Premier League prediction video, which came out this morning as well. Sorry, my apologies. I should have posted that. Enjoy the game. 8 p.m, not a chance. Yeah, Craig, great preview, good watch. And it's only racism if it's taken so by those directed at it. I think it's like my dad looking like, oh, Wooly. Oh, Wooly. Bye all. See you. Fan cams. Guys, don't forget, Sandy from Man City Fan TV. If you're not a subscriber, please make sure you click subscribe. I'm sure you can see by this particular video that we're putting in tons and tons of work, and there's loads more still to come, absolutely loads. And hope you like the graphics, hope you like the setup, and will be more coming on different changes for different videos and different styles and things like that. So it's all done now. This is what it's going to be like. There'll be occasions where we might just have to go and use our phone and things like that. That's just the way it is. But on the whole, if we can, we're going to be going via this particular format when we do the live vlogs. So back to it. 10k push, guys. Let's hit that big K. Yeah, big 10k. We're not far off. I swear I've not been drinking. I bet you have, Ivor. If not, you'll be drinking very soon. Listen, Ivor, are you going tomorrow? If so, come and have a chat with me. I'll be outside the Chippy, so you know where the Chippy is, outside Goodison Park. I'll be on the little island just outside the Chippy. So come over and have a chat. Take care, Craig Forrest. Good luck tomorrow. I hope Hearts win. We'll be back tomorrow doing stuff. Goodbye. See you, Joseph. Take care, buddy. This is Andy from Man City Fan TV. Thank you all for coming on and giving your comments. And don't forget, you can watch this video back in about 15 minutes when it's live back on the channel. So see you. Take care. Come on, City tomorrow.